People are having sex inside of driverless robo-taxis, those sinners. Visitors to the sunflower fields are taking naked photos, those sinners. And the clergy have been caught making mass attempts to access pornographic websites, those sinners. These are the weird stories about sinners today on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast recorded by a Los Angeles comedian, usually in a closet, but not today. We're in an Airbnb, and this show's all about sinners. Sinners! People are making love in robo-taxis. Are you guys familiar with robo-taxis? These are driverless taxis, and I've seen them in San Francisco, which is where this story is out of. They're probably in other cities all over the world. Customers of the San Francisco robo-taxi service have lately been using these driverless cars to get it on. Cue the Teddy P. Turn off the lights, light a candle. I'm gonna make sweet love to you in a driverless taxi, baby, yeah. While we travel to our destination, who cares where the destination is? I'm gonna take you somewhere high. Back to the story. Several clients of the Cruise robo-taxi startup told the media that they have had several sexual experiences while hitching a ride in these autonomous vehicles that have grown increasingly popular in San Francisco. Here's a quote from one of these disgusting people having sex in a driverless taxi. What's wrong with them? Oh, sinners, sinners. Here's a quote from the sinner named Alex. It was like really funny because, you know, the car got quite hot and fogged up to the point that the windshield was completely fogged up and you couldn't see. No one could see in. In any other context, in any other vehicle, that would be an actual problem. But, you know, we were just doing it, doing it. Alex says he estimates he's performed at least 6 separate sex acts spread out over the course of 3 different rides in one of these robo-taxis. Hold on, let me wrap my head around this. 6 sex acts over 3 rides? How many partners, Alex? Oh, this Alex is really out of control. So randy. Ooh, scandalous. He said that the romps ranged from makeout sessions to full-on sex, no boundaries activities. Alex says, I mean, there's no one to tell you that you can't do it because no one's driving the vehicle. It gets to the point where you're more and more and more comfortable. And if you're with someone like a more serious partner, it can escalate to all sorts of activities. It's also fun to realize this is like the first place you can do this in the country. The first autonomous vehicles that exist in this city. It's pretty cool. We have another quote from another sinner. This sinner's name is Megan. She's in her 20s. She described her first experience in which her robo-taxi ride escalated into something more with her partner. She said, oh my God, we got in the car and just got straight to it, you know, making out and stuff, you know. One thing led to another. He made sure that I was taken care of, you know. I was like, I have no underwear on. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. Yeah, I was ready to go. Oh, and we got at it. Now, you're probably wondering, what are these vehicles doing about all this sinning going on inside their driverless cars? Well, 2 of the more popular brands, Cruise and Waymo, both claim that they have pretty expensive security camera capabilities inside and outside the car. So what's going to happen? They're going to release it on Pornhub, make a little extra ducats off of their passengers sinning. Their website says, we record video inside of the car for added safety and support. If something happened during your ride, we might review the recording to better understand what happened. A Waymo spokesperson told the media that its team might review recordings if there are some concerns about cleanliness, safety, crashes, missing items, etc. Yet these surveillance tactics have been met with resistance, particularly from those concerned about how the private companies will use footage collected from previous rides. Yeah. If you're having some hanky-panky in these robotic cars, you should be concerned. The video could end up on the porn industry websites. How about that? How do you feel about that? You think you're going to get into heaven now? You're not getting into heaven when you have your pornographic activity on some sort of website. I don't think so. What would Jesus say? Now it says here, the companies say specifically sex in their automated vehicles is directly forbidden, but it's certainly not encouraged. Cruise asks riders to not do anything in an automatic vehicle that would, quote, potentially make others uncomfortable, and to avoid activity that could be classified as confrontational, discriminatory, threatening, harassing, disrespectful, offensive, or inappropriate toward others. Whatever happens on the inside of a robo-taxi is generally visible on the outside to bystanders and other motorists, they note, because they have a fishbowl-like design. Well, you know, if you fog them up, no one can see in. Well, let me tell you something. If you think this sinning in the robo-taxis is going away, no, it's just going to increase because California regulators recently gave the green light to allow Waymo and Cruise to deploy even more driverless taxis throughout the Bay Area. The self-driving industry is moving forward, guys. They want to take on rideshare giants like Uber and Lyft. They think that they can without drivers. We'll see how this goes. It's a little weird, I have to say, to be in a city like San Francisco and to see so many cars without drivers cruising all around. I didn't see anybody getting it on in the back of one. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not above that. I would totally... I've tried to have sex in the back of a cab in New York City when there was an actual driver. I tried that. I mean, he stopped us, but I had her pants were almost off, man. I mean, I was getting on it. You know, alcohol, obviously. But I mean, if there was no driver, it would have went down. It'd still go down if there's no driver. Yeah, that might be fun. That might be a thing to do up in the Bay next time I'm there. Any takers want to have sex with me in a Waymo? I'm just kidding, guys. That's a sin. It's a sin to do such things. What do you guys think about having sex in driverless vehicles? And do you think the company is going to be able to stop this? Do you think anyone's going to give a damn? I don't. You know, I tell you right now, I say sex in the driverless cars all the time, and screw them. You know, they want to take away jobs. Yeah, they don't want to hire a driver. Yeah, you want to save money. No drivers. Well, you know, this is what you get. I'm doing drugs and I'm having sex in your driverless car. That's what I'm thinking. Visitors to the lovely sunflower fields are urged to stop posing naked for their photo shoots. A British farm has urged visitors to please stop posing in the nude for photographs in the field of sunflowers. What is wrong with you, you sinners? That's the theme of this episode. Sinning, sinning, sinning. These people taking off their clothes in sunflower fields. What do you think? There could be children around. The owners of Stoke Fruit Farm. I like Stroke Fruit Farm better. That would explain the naked photo shoots. This place is on Hayling Island off England's south coast. Stroke Fruit Farm issued an unusual request on their social media, having noticed a growing number of visitors to the farm stripping naked in order to pose for pictures among the sunflower blossoms. Naked traipsing, isn't that a word? Traipsing through the flower fields. I think it's like skipping, but without any clothes. Traipsing. If you've done any traipsing, you've also done some sinning. Sinning? In a post on Facebook this month, of course they post on Facebook. They're a farm. They're on Facebook all the time. The farm wrote, "Reminder to all that we are a family area. We're a family farm. Please keep your clothes on in the sunflowers. We are having an increase of reports of naked photography taking place. This must not happen during our public sessions. Please keep your clothing on. This is a respectful sunflower field. I expect you all to be in your best behavior when you're traipsing through the sun. In fact, you know what? We don't even allow traipsing through the sunflower field. You must keep your clothes on and tiptoe. Please take your shoes off so you won't wreck the roots of the sunflowers." Now we have the owners of the farm. It's Sam Wilson and his sister, Nettie Petley. Oh, what amazing farm names, especially Nettie Petley. Sounds like Nettie Petley was born to run a farm. Nettie Petley runs the farm. Their grandfathers set it up. It's 350 acres producing wheat, peas, potatoes, pumpkins, squash, sweet corn, hay, and sunflowers. And because they're producing sunflowers, they're also, well, indirectly producing babies because people are getting it on in the sunflowers. Cue up the Teddy P. Close the door. You don't need to worry no more. I've got all this love to give, and I'm going to give it to you in the sunflower field, girl. Wilson, that is Sam Wilson, the brother of Nettie Petley, told the media that there had been about 6 incidents of people stripping off among the sunflowers since the field opened to visitors at the end of last month. Here's a quote from Wilson. Well, we've always had people take risque pictures, that is. This is the first year it's been a problem, though, which is why we put up some signs. You think a sign would prevent people from taking off the pants? Nope, they're still taking off their pants. Yeah, we are a really free and happy farm, but we just can't have nudity in the public view, not on our farm. His sister Nettie added, it's a really happy and fun place. It does give you that empowering feeling, especially the sunflower field, but it's about the people around. And, you just got to be respectful of the place. The site is big. There's so many places you can hide away without anyone finding you for over an hour. But these incidents that we've come across were blatantly public. Anybody could have seen them, even the kids. Now, this lovely article about sinning ends with the statement, today, paying visitors are invited to wander around a massive area of the farm, which covers 50 acres, covered by an extensive sunflower field comprised of 2 million total sunflowers. That's a lot of sunflowers. But if you're going to go there, children, please, please keep your clothing on. You do want to get into heaven, don't you? Yes, you do. Have you ever wanted to create your own podcast? Well, Spotify's platform lets you easily record and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money, all in one place too, for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record and edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video podcasting options as well. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. Some clergy were caught making mass attempts to access pornographic websites. Mass attempts. Pretty good pun. I can't take credit for it. It's the author of the article who's trying to be funnier than me, and I don't appreciate that, sir. More than a dozen Catholic Church staffers in Cologne, Germany, used church-supplied computers to try to access online pornography. They used the actual church computers. Idiots, real idiots. And sinners, they're high-level sinners. Extra sinners because they're part of the clergy. How dare you, clergy, trying to access pornographic images? What do you think this is? The Archdiocese of Cologne discovered, it's funny how we pronounce it Cologne, but it really looks like Cologne. What is that G doing in there? Has anyone ever wondered why that G is in there? It seems to make no sense to me. Can we all come together and sign a petition to remove the G from certain words that it does not belong? Wherever it's silent, there's all these silent letters. Like knife, K-N, the K is silent. Well, if it's going to be silent, why have it? You know, just remove it from the whole equation. What's the point of silent letters? I've never understood this. All right, moving back on to the story about these clergy and their pornography. They just can't keep off the pornographic websites, these clergy. I wonder what categories they like. Probably bondage. Hey. Okay, the Archdiocese of Cologne discovered that at least 15 employees, including one high-ranking priest, a high-ranking one, attempted to view pornography on church computers roughly 1,000 times over a single month. My goodness, that's a lot. 15 of them, 1,000 times? I can't do the math, but that's like almost 100 times each, right? In a month. That's, 3 times a day for each of them? That's a lot of pornography, man. I don't even watch that much porn. Even once a day. I don't even do once a day anymore. I used to, but who has time for that? I gotta stay in my closet and record shit. Okay, the practice in question is strictly prohibited by the Catholic Church. It says, you don't need to say that. We all know that this practice is strictly prohibited by the Catholic Church. It's extra prohibited on the church computers, I would imagine. It says here there was no indication that anyone had broken the law. Church officials reportedly handed over their findings to authorities after a layman who worked for the church was suspected of viewing child sexual abuse material in a separate incident. Oh, great. So that's going on over there too, in Cologne. The article goes on to say that Germany's largest archdiocese has been rocked by a series of scandals in recent years. Earlier this month, authorities searched several archdiocese buildings while investigating Cologne's Archbishop Rainer Welke, who is accused of lying about his knowledge of past sexual abuse incidents in the church. Yes, and no doubt when Rainer Welke was caught in a lie, he was probably incensed. Incensed? Guys, come on. I got my own puns that I'm bringing to the party, okay? We're having a pun party here in this particular story. It's this gross story about sinners. How dare them? These guys watch porn on the church computers. What's wrong with these sinners? And when Rainer Welke was caught in the lie, no doubt he was incensed. Hey, guys, I'm bringing my own puns to the party. We're talking about a pun party here, guys, and I'm bringing it. Well, what do you say about these guys, these sinners, trying to watch porn on their laptops? Don't they know better? You're supposed to watch it on your phone. That way you don't get caught. Dummies. They're just dumb. That's just stupidity, not understanding technology. Can't blame them. They're clergy. They probably all have Hotmail accounts. That's what we're dealing with here. Plus, we're dealing with people who are uncomfortable with their sexuality. If you think they're not going to find an outlet for their sexual impulses, you're incorrect. Because all of us have sexual impulses, and they need to be released in some way. And when you push them down and you deny them, you're only creating a situation. The buildup is going to get to a point where it's going to manifest itself in a problematic way. And that's why you have all these scandals. It's very easy to dissect this, in my opinion. It's so, you could see this coming a mile away. When you set up a lifestyle, a profession where part of the agreements is to remain abstinent, you're asking for trouble. You're going to attract people who are very uncomfortable with their sexuality, who don't understand it, have never explored it, and that creates just a whole kettle. What do they call that? Like a kettle that's going to overflow with nonsense. It's just a powder keg going to explode. I think that's the word I was looking for, powder keg. I'm not so sharp with the improv today, but I did sing some Teddy P. That was pretty cool. Yay! Hello, my loyal listeners, and maybe even fans of the Weird AF News podcast. Maybe you're a stranger to the podcast. I want to be all-inclusive here in this outro and just say, I just appreciate you spending some time with me. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please consider doing so. What do you get with a subscription? You get a lot of old school R&B covers with that, I'd say. Some pretty bad accents and a fella that can't seem to pronounce exotic names and places. So if that's what you're into, then please subscribe to the Weird AF News podcast. And then, of course, you're going to learn a little bit about the weird world around you. That goes with the territory as well. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I want to thank everyone who reached out to me and inquired about my safety. Some of you didn't even realize I was no longer in Los Angeles this week, so that was I don't know. I was going to say that was kind of funny to learn that you had no idea I was in Mexico City, because I've only said it, I don't know, on every episode for the past week. But yeah, so I'm not in LA, and therefore I wasn't a victim of a fake hurricane. Hurricane warning. Never mind. It's just rain. Every time we have a hurricane warning in LA, it turns into rain. I don't know why everybody gets so damn excited. Everyone's so excited. Go to the store. I'm going to buy some batteries. I need to get to the store and buy some batteries and water because there's a hurricane. When's the last time a hurricane actually touched down in Los Angeles? Can someone please research that? Because, I've been there a bit, and several hurricane warnings, they never touched down. Earthquakes, on the other hand, a real thing. And there was one. The epicenter was up in Ojai, apparently. I don't know why I'm going on and on about what occurred in LA. I'm not even there. I don't give a damn. It's nice to be away from LA and all of that nonsense. Anyways, I'm in Mexico City, which, for forever has been an earthquake hotbed. But and you see the remnants of that in the old structures, the old buildings that have been abandoned. There was a huge earthquake apparently in like 1985. And anyways, a lot of these buildings have been abandoned and they're just sitting there. And it's really funny. You'll see a decrepit old building crumbling right next to a brand new, beautiful, modern glass, high technology building right next. I mean, it's just really bizarre, the mixture of the young and old here in Mexico City. I highly recommend visiting this place. It's very affordable. It's very easy to get around this city, even with public transportation, which I've used. I'd say 50-50, half Uber, half public transportation. And it's pretty easy to get around public transportation, I have to say. And I've been around the world a little bit, and I can't say that about all public transportations in cities. Like when I was in Tokyo, I just was so confused, could not get around the public transportation very easily at all, and nobody could help me because nobody speaks English. But here in Mexico City, pretty damn easy, relatively speaking. Anyways, I'm rambling again. What did I want to say? Oh, yeah, if you'd like to support the show, I got another night here, and if you'd like to buy me a coffee while I'm here, I'm just, disclaimer, I'm going to use it to buy mezcal. If you buy me a coffee, I'm going to drink mezcal. I just don't want you to be fooled. I don't want you to trust in me that I'm going to use, the money to buy coffee that you sent me when you buy me a coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com. And then you find out that I drank mezcal with it. I just want to be honest and upfront. I'm going to get drunk in my last night here. So go to weirdafnews.com, buy Jonesy a coffee, or join the Patreon. By the way, today, posting a bunch of photos of my trip in the Patreon. So if you want to see those, go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or download the Patreon app on your smartphone and do a search for Weird AF News, or click on the link in the description of the podcast to join the Patreon. Anyways, if you want to email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. And the phone number is 646-450-2012. You can follow me on Instagram @FunnyJones, another place I'm posting video and photos of Mexico City. And I'll be home in a day or two, so we'll be back in the closet. All right, I'll see you.